I'm your relationship. I'm your girlfriend. I'm gonna get married with you. And then as soon as you take them to the U.S. and they get their green card, I guess, and they disappear, red flags. I mean, if it seems like if they're constantly pushing for marriage,
Okay.
constantly pushing to go to the U.S. and everything. I mean, personally, I'm the worst guy because I'm trying to come to the Philippines.
The retire. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's video, we do have special guest, and some of you knows about him, some of you not. So no other than Sishong Victor, guys. Welcome to my channel.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
I hope that you guys are doing well. So without further ado, let's start the question. First, how long have you been here in the Philippines, and what made you decide to come here?
This is actually my second trip. I've been here since mid February, so a few months. And what made me decide to come to the Philippines? I'm planning on retiring, so Philippines is my first thought to retire due to the cost of living.
Because of the cost of living. So, if you can compare the cost of living from the Philippines and the US, what is the huge difference?
I want to say a lot will be on the property. So renting an apartment in the US, depending on what area of the US you're in, is a huge price difference than renting something in the Philippines. I actually have three apartments. I have two studio apartments and one two-bedroom apartment here in the Philippines. All three of them probably run me like 300 US dollars a month. You can't find anything like that in the US. You're looking at probably $1,000 to $3,000 a month, depending on the size of the apartment or the house or your mortgage. So I don't know anywhere in the U.S. that you could get an apartment for less than $300.
So it's a huge difference compared to the US. So, have you found it easy or hard to date younger Filipinas? What's been your experience so far?
Well, right now I'm not dating or looking to date. There was someone that I was talking to. Now, I already planned on coming to the Philippines anyways, but I did start talking to someone, but they were actually in their 30s, which still was kind of strange to me because of the age gap. But basically, I'm not dating, so I don't really know how to answer that question.
That relationship or that kind of thing didn't work out as planned.
No. They said they didn't want to do LDR. They wanted to wait until I got here, and then we would like meet and see how things go, which is fine with me because I'm also not familiar with LDR. But they ended up meeting someone before me. So they just basically let me know that, they're already in a relationship, all that stuff. So at least they let me know.
Okay.
They're like, so they told me that, you know what? Back off. All right.
What are some of the biggest challenges you face in the Filipino dating scene? Scams, trust issues, age gap, concerns, and etc.
If I was dating, I would say the two biggest things would be the popularity of LDRs.
Okay, the concept.
Or the concept of LDRs, because for me, dating is face to face. I mean, you can meet online, but then you meet face to face. If I'm in the U.S. and I'm trying to do an LDR with someone in the Philippines, we're 8,000 miles away. If I feel like, okay, something's wrong, she's upset about something, let me go buy her flowers and bring it to her. There's no way I could just buy flowers and go visit her.
Physically.
Yeah. I mean, you could order flowers to a friend. I mean, we have someone we order flowers to all the time, and they could deliver it for you. But to me, it's a huge difference when you could tell you're dating someone. You could tell they're a little upset or they just need someone to like hug them or whatever. I can't just fly to the Philippines and like, hey, babe.
It's a
So,
thousand of miles.
It's thousands of miles away. So that the LDR is one thing, and how common the huge age gap is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in my early 50s. So even the one I was talking to that was in her early 30s, that's still a 20-year age gap. I mean, I could probably be comfortable with a 10-year age gap.
More comfortable.
More comfortable. But I mean, I'm sure that's something you would have to get used to if you come and live in the Philippines because it's very common. But yeah, that's the two things. The concept of LDR and the huge age gap.
So next question. Do you feel that some Filipinas are only interested in money or visa opportunities? How do you spot was genuine? So the red flags, the expectations.
Well, I mean, I don't want to generalize. It's not just Filipinos. It's all cultures, all nations are probably, either for the money or for the visa. I mean, I remember when I was younger, it was very common.
Okay.
But they actually paid you. So you would have family members trying to find Americans and pay them to marry their sisters or their daughters or something like that. So it's a financial gain. Now people are like, oh, I'm your relationship. I'm your girlfriend. I'm going to get married with you. And then as soon as you take them to the U.S. and they get their green card, I guess, and they disappear, I mean, you're going to find that anywhere. Red flags? I mean, if it seems like, in my opinion, not personal experience, because I'm not dating, but in my opinion, a red flag would be if they're constantly pushing for marriage, constantly pushing to go to the U.S. and everything. I mean, personally, I'm the worst guy because I'm trying to come to the Philippines.
They're tired.
Yeah, so if they're like, oh, can we go to the U.S. and we're gonna get married? And we're like, why? You can stay here. It's more fun. To me, that's kind of a red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Because they might expect something. Because bro, they're going to the U.S. while you coming here and wanted to retire.
Yeah, so one, that's not going to work out because I'm coming here. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
But, I would say, trying to do things too quickly would be a red flag for me.
Okay.
If you're going to be in a relationship's not a month. You don't get married in a month and fly your Filipina to the Philippines, to the U.S. and start working on her green card or whatever it is. To me, that's, if you're in a let's say a relationship for a couple years, you're married, then they want to go to the U.S., I will feel a little more comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. But if within a month, they're trying to marry you and talk about going to the U.S. and all this stuff, even if you end up having kids and all that stuff,
that's still a no.
That still sounds bad to me.
All right. If constantly pushing you to do things rashly, what advice would you give to other foreigners who are serious about finding love with a Filipina but feel discouraged or unlucky to find one?
I mean, you have to put yourself out there. I mean, if you're looking to have a relationship, you're looking to date a Filipina, don't come with the mentality that you're God's gift to a Filipino. To me, I think that's the biggest misconception. Foreigners will fly over here because they're like, well, I can't find, someone in my own country because they want blonde hair, blue eyes, 6 foot tall, 6-figure income. Yeah, the income here is different. So people might not look at that. But if you think you're going to land here and every Filipina you walk by is going to throw themselves at your feet, you're going to be discouraged. Don't have that mentality. Don't have that mentality. Don't assume you're going to have everybody falling all over you. Just come here, chill out, say hi, talk to a few people, just like you would anywhere else.
Yeah. that's the easiest way for you to meet someone. To come over here in the Philippines, go to the coffee shop, introduce yourself, meet people, and no expectation at all. And of course, that kind of mentality. Because once your expectation is not being met, then you will feel discouraged and you don't want that. So, for you to enjoy the Philippines, might as well enjoy both finding someone at the same time, enjoying the beautiful scenery here in the Philippines. Next question. This is something interesting. What was your first wait? Am I really in the Philippines now moment? Like a funny or shocking thing that hit you when you moved here?
Okay. One of the biggest things that was kind of a shock for me is how small everything is. So you guys call them a CR. We call them just, bathroom.
Bathroom.
You can't fit a bathtub in these CRs. I mean, you're literally talking enough space to have a sink and a toilet. One of my studios, the shower is literally over the toilet. That's all your space you have. Yeah. So you can sit down in the toilet, turn the water on, and just take showers if you want. So I mean, they're not very large spaces unless you build your own home. So be ready. Unless you're gonna stay in a hotel, and with some of the hotels or condos, they're still not that very spacious that Americans and probably other countries are accustomed to. So get used to small spaces. Public transportation in the city is not that bad. You could get a Grab, a taxi. A car is a car. You come out to the province area and you're dealing with something like a trike. Yeah, I take up the entire front of the trike. That's normally a seat for two. And I have to squeeze myself in there. So I'm like this inside this little box thing trying to, get a ride. So I prefer renting a car. I actually bought a car.
Yeah.
I bought a car because I'm like, I can't do trikes.
I can't do this.
I can't do trikes.
I will not fit this. I'm not gonna survive this.
No.
This is just too small for me.
Yeah. So the space.
The space.
Space.
It's all about the space. What's one thing you had to totally adjust to living here? Like something that's way different from back home. Would it be the food, the noise, the traffic, anything?
I want to say the biggest thing is being self-reliant.
Okay.
I don't go anywhere alone. I think since I've been here, except for the first few days, especially being in the province, Cebu's a little different. But being in the province, I really don't feel comfortable just like jumping in the car and going to the mall, going to the store. I always end up taking someone with me.
Okay.
So in the US, no. In the US, I do anything and everything by myself.
Yeah.
Here, I feel more comfortable having not just someone, a Filipino with me. Because I feel that if I have to explain something or if I have to deal with something, it's easier for the two Filipinos to talk in their language and just she could explain it to me afterwards than them trying to talk to me in English. Even though every Filipino I've met pretty much knows English. I feel it's more comfortable for them to speak in their native language with each other. And then the person that with me could be uncomfortable trying to translate to me.
That is so true. So, for Sishong, experience, guys, you have to, bring someone with you.
Yes.
So that whenever things are in need to negotiate, then much easier if the two Filipinas can do it.
Yeah, especially if they're local to the area, because it is very confusing traveling. For an American, it is very confusing traveling around. Especially since I prefer to be in my own car, like driving. So, like, some of these roads, you don't even know they're roads. You think they're just little paths. But it actually, yeah, you make a right there, you keep going, and then you find someone's house. And like, okay. So, especially a local, especially a local, they'll make sure you don't get lost.
So, in relation to that question, how do you usually spend your day here? Like, what's your routine as a foreigner living in the Philippines? Are you just chilling at the beach, working online, or doing something else?
Well, I want to say I'm a little bit different than most people that would come to the Philippines. Perfect example. I've been here about going on 3 months,
Okay.
if not more. I haven't even been to the beach.
Oh, on the pool, yeah.
I haven't even been to the beach. I've been to a couple pools,
Yeah.
but I haven't even been to the beach.
Why?
I don't know. It's not like in the top of my head. Hey, let's go to the beach and hang out. You know, my first 3 weeks, it was more focused on just getting settled in.
Yeah.
Dealing with my visa. So I'm working on my visa. So I had to, deal with a few things, physical and that stuff. And just meeting everybody that, like a bucket list. I have to meet every single person that I've met, on YouTube and stuff like that, which wasn't that hard because you're all related. So like seeing you is easy. Seeing your sister is easy because, what, 4 sisters? Yeah. I can go to one house and meet all 4 of you at the same time. So, but that and just going out to eat and hanging out and stuff, that was like the first 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
After that, I'm supposed to be working. Now, I'm in IT, so I have to work remotely for the most part. So I've been working remotely, but, the big change is the time difference.
The time difference.
Yeah, because in the U.S., I work from 8 to 4. That time relates to here, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So now I have to stay up all night to work, and everybody else is asleep. So it's not like you have people next to you that you're talking while you're working. Plus, when you're done working and you want to go to sleep, now everyone else is awake, even the roosters and the goat. We got a goat next door.
Oh, really?
There's a goat next door. The goat is loud. So you got the
It's
rooster.
kind of alarm clock for you.
Yeah. So you got the rooster, you got your goat. The store in the first level decides to knock a piece of the wall out to put a door.
Okay.
So 7 a.m. is apparently okay to start working and smashing through walls. So it's been a challenge, especially when you're trying to spend time with other people.
Yeah.
They need to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're awake all night. But the part that I found interesting is I'm still going out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't stay in the house every day. In the US, I stay home. If I'm working remote that day, I don't leave my house unless I'm going to go get lunch. Here, it's different. Constantly going to the mall or the market or going out to eat, hanging out with people. Normally I'm by myself. Here, I'm always hanging out with at least 2 to 4 people almost every day.
Yes, almost every day.
Today is what?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, we are here at the pool.
Yeah, we'll be here at a resort for a birthday party. So there's at least 12, if not more of us here.
Yes. So, have you made real friends here, locals or other foreigners? Or do you feel sometimes a bit alone? Be honest. Is it easy to connect with people here or not?
I want to say it's hard to be alone.
All right.
It's very hard to be alone unless you're hiding somewhere in the mountains or something like that. As far as foreigners, no. I've met maybe 3 foreigners in the almost 3 months that I've been here. And they were just, again, people from YouTube coming over, meeting the same people like yourself that happen to be staying in the same area. And, hey, Sishong, hey, Mike, how you doing? And, even for like some of the birthday parties, we'll just end up showing up at the same birthday party. So I might meet, a couple of the guys that are also in the chat rooms. But as far as like random foreigners, no. Mainly staying a lot with Filipinos. And as far as true friendships, yeah. Yeah. I want to say at least two or three I would consider real good friends. A lot of other ones are more of like, we'll hang out, if we're in the neighborhood and stuff, but it's not like we talk every single day. But no, it's not hard to make friends and stuff, especially if you already met them online and you've been talking. I feel that's easy.
Yeah.
I feel that's easier. I even in the US, I've met maybe 40, 50 people online. And then next thing you know, like, hey, there's a car show over here. Why don't you come over? I'm flying to California. You need about 10, 15 people.
Much easier, guys, to meet people online than coming here or coming on that country. At least with what I've heard and from what I have observed. So, here's the last question. After everything, love life, lifestyle, all of it, do you see yourself staying in the Philippines long term? Why or why not? Do you feel like this is a home now or just a stop on on the journey?
Well, I'm going to start answering that question with, I don't even want to leave.
Okay.
I'm already here. I'm already comfortable. I mean, I have my apartment. I have, furniture, enough furniture and everything to deal with. If it wasn't for the fact that I still have, my house, my work and all that stuff in the US, I wouldn't leave. I'm already here. I'm already comfortable. So I think that kind of answers that already. I don't see why I wouldn't be comfortable living there.
So do you really feel that this is a home now? Yeah. And not just, I'm just here for a visit.
Yeah, no. And I mean, if I was here more of like a tourist or whatever, I would have been to the beach. I would have been to, all these attractions beach, and all this stuff. I haven't even been to a beach yet.
That can wait.
Yeah. And I mean, unlike a lot of other guys that are probably like, oh, I'm going to go there for a relationship and all that stuff. There is no relationship right now. I've been here for 3 months and
it's all about business.
It's all about business and just trying to get things settled here for when I plan on retiring. I'm already working on the visa. Hopefully 5 and not 10 or 20 years. I could just retire and live here. Yeah. But, you gotta be careful with expectations and don't make everything about, relationships. If you're gonna move to the Philippines, I think you're gonna live here because you're gonna, just be in a relationship. That to me, that's not enough. You have to be serious about relocating for more reasons than just a relationship.
All right. So I guess that's all answered the questions and we'll see each other for a couple of years, months, whatever. Because obviously, Sishong would like to stay here, guys, for good. And I guess that would be all. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us and to the audience as well. I hope you guys have learned something and we'll say goodbye. Bye.